10 things I learned working for the NFL. Quality is still needed, but in less volume. So the NFL has hundreds of fans, thousands, millions of fans, but they have hundreds of all these teams. And they have all these different platforms. So by putting out maximum quantity, they are going to reach more fans, and it doesn't mean that they need to put out as much quality. Yes, you still need quality content, but people that are fans of the NFL want to see the NFL. They want to see the footage that's on TV. The strategy they use is putting out tons and tons of pieces every single day, so the algorithm reaches the people that are meant to see it. And what I mean by that is if you're a Chiefs fan, you're not going to see the Ravens, but you're going to see the Chiefs content because the algorithm is going to cater to what people like to see and not all the broad posts. So by putting out tons and tons of quantity, you're now reaching a wider net of people, and that means you have a better chance in reaching your fans, not with every piece, but with the pieces that they should see. Because it's a big company, maximum quantity. To get maximum eyes, number 2, you need maximum content pieces. So you need a wide range of content. People care about players, they care about teams, they care about old history, they care about current news and events. So you have to constantly, in this situation, be pumping out everything that covers the different categories of a professional sports team. And to do that, they mix in short form video, graphic posts, stats, photos, highlights, nonprofit events, anything that goes on within their ecosystem that can help grow their ecosystem and reach new people. And it's really just pumping out content on every platform. Systems, number 3. Number 3 is important. Like working within a big company that has a massive social media department, you need systems. Some of the systems we used: Asana, Adobe, Frame.io, Shutterstock, royalty-free sites, music licensing with labels, Slack. Great platform. Weekly team meetings, smaller team meetings managed under multiple layers of management. The big thing is having systems to allow people to collaborate in a massive environment, so that way you can efficiently create things. If I need to talk to someone in New Jersey and New York and in LA, we're all in Slack and we can communicate instantly, and we can send things to each other instantly, and we can review it instantly, and it takes hands off of needing a Zoom or an email, which is why I really like Slack. It's very efficient for global communication. Frame.io, one of the best platforms for uploading videos, storing it, making comments, and downloading anywhere. Very efficient, very great. Adobe actually bought it for a stupid amount of money, I think like 40 billion or something, but ridiculously good app. Number 4, sometimes you're gonna make something that gets completely clipped, cut, no one uses, and this sucks, but it happens, and you have to take that lesson of what did you learn, or what can you apply to the next video, or did the video suck, or did it just like happen that you were the editor and it got clipped. Can't take it personal, you got paid, you need to just understand that you hopefully learned something and you move on to the next. Sometimes it sucks to spend hours or days on something that the world doesn't see it. That's part of the game. Number 5, learning on the clock versus learning on your own. Learning on the clock means you're getting paid to learn, and it's gonna make you better at whatever you're doing. So for me, I got paid to learn After Effects essentially, and then I applied After Effects to all the videos that I could in a way that made sense. So for my Ezekiel Elliott video, which I'll put right here, I used a lot of After Effects, but I had to learn how to use After Effects to do that, so it took me a bit longer, it crashed, whatever. I got to spend time on YouTube watching tutorials to make it, but now I know After Effects enough to use it anytime I want to because I got paid at the NFL to learn it, versus learning on my own, which I still did at home after work. I would still go mess around with these softwares. Learning on your own, you're not getting paid and you're just learning it to get better at it. So if you have an opportunity to learn something on your own that's going to help you later in your life or career, go ahead and do it because you're getting paid to learn. Not a bad way to learn it. Number 6, YouTube views are more powerful than Instagram and TikTok, but every platform needs as much attention to each other. There are teams individually built for each platform. Not one person is just working on the Snapchat team. Not one person is just working on TikTok. There's a team for TikTok, team for Snapchat, team for YouTube, team for Twitter, team for Instagram, whatever. There's massive amounts of people working in all these departments to collaborate together to make what they need. And to do that, you have to have systems and structure. You also need to have congruence. You have to have communication between everyone, or you're not going to be able to streamline output of content. When I was there, Snapchat was focused on their stories, TikTok was focused on their content, they kind of did things together or whatever. Instagram, like we worked with players, and then there was a massive like management structure over each subgroup, and everything I would think, from the outside looking in, it ran pretty smooth and efficient. We put out hundreds of pieces of content a week. And the reason I say YouTube views are more powerful than Instagram and TikTok is YouTube long form grabs attention from people longer than short form. So you're bringing them into your ecosystem. It's easier to connect with. Widescreen on YouTube is closer to TV. than watching on your phone. So you're more personally connected. Like people might binge watch the NFL YouTube normal content more than like on TikTok short form. It's like more scroll versus on YouTube you could put on one video and just let it play through a bunch of highlights. I think YouTube's a lot more personal, connected, and more people are likely to put it on their TV in front of a bigger audience. 7, NFL players love mixtapes. They also love to hype themselves up. So if you can make them a good mixtape and get it in front of their eyes, you have a high chance in them posting it, maybe hiring you, tagging you, getting attention. If you're a young kid and you want to get into the sports media world, make free videos and pump it out, tweet them, try and get their attention. And if you can make them look good with a video, there's a better chance that they're gonna post it. Everyone wants to look good. Pro athletes want to look the best they can. They want their highlights in the world. Find the best highlights you can and make them look good. Make the edits clean, use good music, and try and get in front of their eyes. Email it, DM it to them, tweet it, whatever you can, or put on your own social media and tag them. Make and post, but make it the best you can for athletes that you think that they would like it, because then you have a higher chance of getting some exposure. 8, the people you work with will teach you things you never would have looked for, because now you're bringing in a bunch of creative minds and you're around them and you're next to them and you're seeing what they do, and you can apply what they do if they have a good tip or trick or shortcut to what you do. And like one thing I learned is that keyboard shortcuts will make you way more efficient. Whatever software you're in, learn all the keyboard shortcuts, and you can really never have to take your hand off the keyboard and use a mouse, because when you're editing, you can just keyboard shortcut whatever. With Final Cut and Premiere, I've learned every keyboard shortcut can efficiently cut, move audio, whatever you need, import, export, without having to like go up to the top bar. Very efficient to learn shortcuts. You can also get cheater keyboards that have like what the shortcuts do on your keyboard. 9, ask questions and ask them early, because if you don't, you might get deep into a project and then you don't know what to do, or you messed up, or you followed, like you did something on your own and now you're asking questions and have to go backwards. Your goal is to never make something that you're unsure about, and you should ask questions and get answers before you dive into something, because if not, you might scrape the whole thing. Obviously you got paid, but then you could be behind, or you might be stressed out. So have a clear outline before you attack a project. And if you have questions midway through, stop and ask a question. Don't waste time. You never really want to waste time being creative, because now you've like expended a lot of energy to be creative and you have to go backwards, and that's tough because now you can't get that time and energy back. So try and be as efficient as possible, ask questions, and don't waste time. Number 10, teamwork can be efficient if the systems in place are efficient for working with a team. Software allows for streamlined work. Frame.io is one of the best creative softwares I've ever used. Working with a team can be stressful, but it can be less stressful if you have systems in place to have a team collaborative environment. And by building these systems out that make it easier for everyone to communicate, everyone to share assets, everyone to get assets, whatever then the issue is can be resolved pretty quick. And also, like when you're working collaboratively, it's way easier if you can clearly use software that allows for instantly sharing. Like Frame.io was the best software I've used at the NFL. I still use it today, and Slack. Both of them are great. Slack is more type communication and Frame is more sharing of creatives. Lets you put comments on there, store it like a cloud. But the integrations and use of Slack and Frame together made collaborative work extremely efficient, and it was way better on my end as an employee working with a bunch of people versus using, say, Dropbox and email. And Slack is a modern, better version of email, in my opinion, for a company, and Frame is a better version of Dropbox and Google Drive combined. That's all I have today. I hope there's some benefit and value in here. Hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching. Peace.